Soothing Sleep Stories for Grown-Ups. Welcome to Soothing Sleep Stories for Grown-Ups, a peaceful space created just for you. A place where the noise of the day fades, the mind softens, and your body can finally let go. Life moves fast, our thoughts race, our responsibilities pile up, and too often, we carry the weight of the day long after the sun has set. These sleep stories are meant to gently lift that weight from your shoulders. Each one is crafted to slow your breathing, calm your thoughts, and guide you into a deep, restful sleep. Here, you'll wander through quiet forests, drift along moonlit seas, explore cozy hideaways, and travel to serene worlds where nothing is expected of you except to relax. This is your time, a time to unwind, recharge, and surrender to rest. So settle in, let your breathing soften, let the world outside grow quiet, and allow these stories to hold you, comfort you, and ease you into the peaceful sleep you deserve. Welcome, and sweet dreams. The Lighthouse at the Edge of Night. Tonight, you find yourself walking along a quiet coastal path just after sunset. The sky has faded into a deep, velvety blue, and the last threads of daylight have slipped beneath the horizon. The air is cool and soft, carrying with it the gentle scent of saltwater and wildflowers that grow along the cliffs. You take slow steps, unhurried, as though time itself has decided to pause for you. Ahead, perched on the edge of the land where the sea begins, stands an old lighthouse. Its warm golden beam sweeps across the darkening ocean, steady and reassuring, like a heartbeat you can see. As you approach, the gravel under your shoes becomes softer, eventually giving way to smooth, weathered stone steps leading up to the lighthouse door. When you push it open, it gives a quiet, familiar creak, not alarming, but comforting, like the sound of an old friend sighing in relief at your return. Inside, the lighthouse is warm. The walls carry the faint scent of aged books and driftwood. A small lantern hangs by the staircase, glowing like a pocket of captured moonlight. You climb slowly, feeling the solid weight of each step beneath your feet, as if the tower is supporting not just your body but your thoughts, holding them gently so you don't have to. Halfway up, there is a small room with a circular window facing the sea. A plush armchair waits there, as though expecting you. You settle into it, and the cushion embraces you, soft and deep. The room hums with a quiet stillness. Outside, the ocean moves with an ancient, soothing rhythm. You watch as waves curl and release, each one dissolving into white foam that fades back into the vastness. A distant foghorn sounds, low and slow, a reminder that even in the dark, the world is awake and gentle things are watching over you. The lighthouse beam sweeps across the horizon again and again, like a slow, rhythmic breath. You feel your shoulders loosen. Your jaw unclenches. Your hands rest softly in your lap. The world feels unhurried here. And so do you. As you sit, you notice a small wooden table beside the chair. On it lies a simple journal, its pages filled with notes from travelers who visited before you. You flip to a blank page and run your fingers over the paper. You don't need to write anything, the lighthouse understands whatever you came here carrying. It draws the heaviness from you like the tide pulling softly at the shore. Outside the window, stars begin to appear, shy at first, then confident. One by one, they reveal themselves, scattering across the night sky until it feels like the universe has draped a silver quilt overhead. The sea continues its slow, hypnotic breathing. The lighthouse continues its gentle turning. Your eyelids grow heavier with every sweep of the light. Every wave, every quiet moment. Up above, the lantern room hums softly, as though it was singing you a lullaby made of light and wind and time that asks nothing of you except to rest. You lean back in the chair, letting your breath fall into a slow, steady rhythm. The kind of rhythm that invites sleep to come closer, closer, and finally settle over you like the warm glow of the lighthouse itself. Tonight, the ocean is calm. The air is soft, and the world is exactly as it should be. You are safe, you are warm, you are home on this quiet shore. Let the waves carry you inward now, gently, peacefully, into a deep and restful sleep. Good night. The night train to Selene Bay. The night begins quietly. You are standing alone on a small countryside train platform, just past twilight. The sky above you is a soft indigo, the kind that looks like it's been painted with deep watercolors. A few early stars shimmer overhead, delicate and barely awake. The air carries a cool, earthy scent, damp leaves, distant pine, and the faint sweetness of a nearby orchard. The station itself is peaceful and almost timeless. A single lantern hangs from the wooden awning, its warm amber glow pulling gently onto the platform. Moths flutter in and out of the light, moving slowly, hypnotically, as though even they feel the heaviness of night settling in. You hear the soft hum of crickets, a rustle of wind through the nearby trees, and somewhere far, far off, the whisper of a train approaching. A distant rumble begins as a low vibration beneath your feet, soft, steady, soothing. The sound grows, but never harshly. It feels like something ancient and kind is coming to take you somewhere safe. And then you see it. Emerging from the darkness with a gentle sweep of light, the night train glides onto the tracks. It moves as if floating, its windows glowing like warm candles in the dark. The train carriages are a deep navy blue with silver trims that catch the lantern light, sparkling like threads of moonlight. The doors slide open with a soft, welcoming sigh. You step inside. The interior of the train feels like a sanctuary made just for you. The lighting is low and warm, shaped like little starbursts along the ceiling. The air smells faintly of cedarwood and lavender, a perfect mixture of grounding and calm. You walk down the aisle until you find your cabin, marked with your name in delicate script on a small brass plaque. When you open the door, you're greeted by a soothing space, a plush bed with a thick, soft duvet. A window that frames the night countryside like a moving painting. A small table holding a warm cup of herbal tea, steam drifting in lazy spirals. You sit on the bed, feeling the gentle sway of the train as it begins to move again, gliding through the night with quiet confidence. Outside, the world passes slowly. Rolling fields, shadowy forests, silver rivers that reflect the moonlight like silk ribbons. The train clicks and hums along the tracks in a rhythm that feels like a lullaby. Every sound, every vibration, seems crafted to calm you. You sip the tea, chamomile with a hint of vanilla, and feel warmth spread through your chest, then your arms, then down into your fingertips. Your whole body seems to loosen, as though shedding a weight you didn't know you were carrying. A soft knock on the door. When you open it, an elderly attendant stands there, smiling gently. The uniform is neat, simple, and decorated with the train's crest, a silver crescent moon cradling a single star. "Welcome aboard," they say in a quiet, melodic voice. "We're headed to Selene Bay tonight. A peaceful place. You'll like it." They hand you a small envelope sealed with blue wax. Inside is a card with a single message: rest. You are safe now. You place the card beside the bed, feeling a wave of tranquility wash over you. As the train continues deeper into the night, the scenery outside transforms. Forests give way to open meadows shimmering with fireflies. The tiny lights blink in gentle patterns, like the countryside breathing slowly, peacefully. Clouds drift across the moon, casting soft shadows. An owl glides effortlessly between the trees. The wind whispers through tall grass, carrying a sound like distant singing. You sink into the bed, pulling the duvet over you. The mattress molds perfectly to your shape, supporting every inch of you with quiet understanding. The train's rhythm becomes even more soothing now, a steady heartbeat beneath you. Hum, sway, breathe, hum, sway, breathe. Time becomes soft and loose. Half awake, you watch the landscapes melt into one another. First a valley filled with silver mist, then rolling hills lit by moonflowers, then a peaceful lake, still and dark, mirroring the night sky like polished glass. You blink slowly, your eyelids growing heavier. The attendant returns once more, just to dim the lights. They whisper, "Selene Bay is not far now. Drift as you wish." And then they leave you with the sound of the train, soft, steady, endlessly comforting. The window begins to show hints of the coast, dark waves shimmering under starlight. Far in the distance lies Selene Bay, a serene seaside town where the night feels gentle and the world seems hushed. But for now, the train continues its quiet journey, carrying you through the softest hours of the night. You feel your breath deepen, your body soften, your thoughts unwind, drifting like the passing scenery. The night train moves at the perfect pace, slow enough for dreams to catch up to you. Outside, the first glimmer of moonlight touches the sea. Inside, the darkness of your cabin feels warm, safe, welcoming. The train hums, steady and reassuring. Your breath follows its rhythm. Your eyes grow heavier with every moment. Selene Bay will be there when you wake. For now, let the train carry you. Let the night surround you. Let sleep come gently, like a soft tide rising. You are warm. You are safe. You are on your way to dreams. Good night. The whispering garden beneath the stars. The night has just settled, warm and still, when you find yourself standing before an old iron gate. Its bars are curled like vines, and a small wooden sign hangs from the latch. The letters, faded by time, read, "The Whispering Garden, enter quietly." You push the gate open. It swings inward with a soft, musical creak, like a harp string plucked in the distance. Beyond it lies a garden unlike any you've seen, a moonlit sanctuary, sprawling and serene. The air feels cool and fragrant, carrying the scent of blooming jasmine, fresh earth, and a hint of honeyed mint. A gentle breeze moves through the leaves, whispering in a language that feels ancient and comforting. You step inside. The path beneath you is made of smooth white stones that glimmer like pearl in the moonlight. Ferns arch over the edges of the walkway, creating pockets of shadow and soft rustling sounds as you pass. Fireflies drift lazily around you, glowing like tiny lanterns guiding your steps deeper into the garden. Somewhere ahead, you hear water, a soft, rhythmic flowing. As you follow the sound, you notice the plants around you shift subtly. Flowers turn their faces toward you. Vines weave out of your way. Leaves sway, not in the wind, but as though greeting you. The garden feels alive, not in a magical, alarming way, but in a deeply peaceful one. as if it has been waiting for you. You come upon a small stone fountain at the center of a clearing. The water streams down in slow, silver ribbons. Its sound is gentle, comforting, like the soft exhale of someone falling asleep. A wide wooden bench curves around the fountain. You sit down, feeling the smoothness of the wood, warm from the day's sunlight. As you settle, the bench seems to cradle you, supporting every inch of your body. The sky above is a dark velvet canvas scattered with countless stars. Some bright, some faint, all steady, watching, ancient. You take a slow breath. Then another. Each one feels easier than the last. The garden responds. The flowers nearest you open wider, releasing sweetness into the air. A lily the color of pale moonlight lifts gently, its petals brushing your hand. It emits a soft, chiming hum, almost like it's singing to you, helping your thoughts loosen and drift. Across the clearing, a stone archway leads to another part of the garden. Curiosity guides you forward. You walk beneath the arch and enter a long tunnel of hanging wisteria. Their blossoms sway in cascades of lavender and white, brushing your shoulders like soft feathers. The air becomes cooler here, till sweeter, till quieter. Your footsteps soften until they make no sound at all. Halfway through the tunnel, you see a small lantern resting on a pedestal. It glows with a pale gold light, soft, inviting. When you pick it up, it feels warm, almost alive, like holding a tiny sun cupped in your hands. Carrying the lantern, you walk to the end of the wisteria tunnel where a wooden door waits, half open. Beyond it lies a secret grove. The ground is covered in thick, velvety moss, soft as a cloud beneath your feet. Tall trees circle the clearing, their trunks twisted and ancient, their leaves shimmering like silver coins. High above, their branches part just enough for the moon to spill through in a perfect circular beam. At the center of the grove sits a low, round bed made of woven willow, filled with blankets of moss, feathers, and soft cotton. It looks like a nest designed for rest, made just for you. You set the lantern nearby. Its glow merges with the moonlight, forming a calm halo around the space. You lower yourself onto the willow bed. It embraces you instantly, warm, soft, unbelievably comfortable. You feel the earth supporting you, gentle and grounding. The trees begin to sway. Their leaves rustle in slow waves, creating a sound like the ocean breathing in and out. Fireflies drift into the grove, circling lazily above you. The air hums with a subtle melody, the whisper of wind through leaves, the distant trickle of the fountain, the soft chorus of night creatures settling in. Every sound feels designed to soothe. The garden seems to know you are tired. It seems to understand exactly how to hold you. Your muscles soften, your thoughts lose their edges. Your breath grows slow and deep. You look up at the sky through the gap in the trees. A few stars twinkle directly above, bright, steady, comforting. They look almost close enough to touch. As your eyes grow heavy, the lantern beside you flickers gently, like a heartbeat. The garden whispers around you, not with words, but with feeling. A feeling of safety, warmth, quiet, belonging. You close your eyes. The moss beneath you cradles your body. The night air settles over you like a soft, cool blanket. The trees continue their lullaby of rustling leaves. Your thoughts thin out into silence. Your breath slows to an easy rhythm. Your whole body feels weightless, drifting. The whispering garden stands guard, watching over you with patient serenity. And as you fall into deeper and deeper rest, the last thing you feel is the gentle pulse of the earth beneath you, steady, calm, peaceful, carrying you into a quiet, dream-filled sleep. Good night. The Lantern Keeper's Harbor. The night is quiet as you walk along a narrow cobblestone path beside the sea. Soft mist hangs in the air, cool against your skin, carrying the scent of salt water and distant rain. The world around you is hushed, wrapped in a deep blue stillness, as though the night itself is holding its breath. Ahead, you see the glow of a tiny harbor town waking up for the evening. Lanterns flicker to life one by one along the shoreline, lighting up the wooden docks in warm amber tones. Their reflections shimmer gently upon the water, making the harbor look like a sky full of fallen stars. You walk closer. The town is calm, small, and full of quiet charm. Wooden houses with sloping roofs line the water, their windows glowing softly from within. A cat stretches lazily near a shop door. A boat rocks gently in its mooring, creaking with the soft rhythm of the tide. Everything moves slowly here, peacefully, as though time drifts instead of passing. You follow the row of lanterns to the end of the harbor, where a tall stone tower stands overlooking the sea, the Lantern Keeper's home. At its base is a wooden door painted a calming shade of sea green. A brass bell hangs beside it with a small sign, "Come in." The night is kind. You open the door. Inside, the Lantern Keeper's home is warm and soothing. The air smells faintly of beeswax, old books, and chamomile tea. Shelves filled with glowing glass lanterns curve around the room, each lantern softly pulsing with a gentle light. Some glow gold like sunlight. Others shimmer in pale blues and greens, like captured ocean waves. A lantern near the doorway brightens as you enter, as though greeting you. Welcome, a gentle voice says. The lantern keeper steps from behind a wooden table. They are older, with a calm, weathered face and eyes that gleam like warm embers. Their clothes are simple, comfortable, woven with faded blues and grays that match the sea at twilight. You look tired, they say softly. Come, sit. The night has a place for you. You follow them through a rounded archway into a cozy sitting room. A fire crackles quietly in a stone hearth, giving off a golden glow. 2 cushioned chairs sit beside it, and the keeper gestures for you to take one. As you sink into the chair, you feel the softness envelop you instantly. The warmth from the fire relaxes every muscle in your body. The keeper places a steaming cup of herbal tea on a small table beside you. You lift it gently, inhaling the soothing aroma of honey, lavender, and lemon balm. The first sip warms you from the inside, spreading comfort through your chest and down your arms. Rest, the keeper says. The tide is low, the wind is soft, and the night is watching over you. Outside, you can hear the ocean lapping gently at the harbor wall. Each wave rolls in with a soft hush, and rolls out again with a fading sigh. The rhythm is steady, ancient, and endlessly calming. The keeper walks to a shelf and retrieves a lantern, a round glass piece with swirling patterns engraved into it. The light inside is a soft, pale blue, like moonlight diluted by mist. This lantern, they explain, holds the calm of quiet evenings. It eases wandering thoughts. They set it near you. The lantern glows softly, and as the light washes over you, slowly pulsing, you feel your mind begin to soften. The background noise of thoughts grows faint, drifting away like ships pushed gently out to sea. The keeper sits across from you, warming their hands by the fire. Sometimes, they say quietly, people come here because the world is loud. And sometimes they come because they are carrying too much. But the night has room for all of it. The waves will carry what you no longer need. You sit in silence for a moment, listening to the crackle of the fire and the distant call of a seabird settling in for the night. The keeper stands and gestures for you to follow them outside. You step through a back door onto a small terrace overlooking the open sea. A soft breeze moves over the water, cool and comforting. The moon is rising, large, bright, perfectly full, casting a silvery path across the waves. The lantern keeper hands you a small paper lantern. It glows with a quiet, warm light. Let it carry whatever feels heavy, they whisper. You hold the lantern gently. Its warmth rests against your palms like a soft heartbeat. You close your eyes for a moment, thinking of any lingering worries, any thoughts that are tugging at you. Then you release the lantern, and the wind lifts it effortlessly. It floats upward, rising slowly, then drifting out over the sea, joining dozens of other lanterns already glowing in the night. They form a trail of warm lights leading toward the horizon, like a celestial path touching the surface of the water. The keeper smiles. There, they say. The night knows what to do. You return indoors, feeling lighter. The keeper leads you up a winding staircase to a guest room at the very top of the tower. Inside, a soft bed sits beside a wide window that overlooks the calm sea. The blankets are thick and comforting. The pillows feel cool and perfectly shaped to your body. A lantern sits on the bedside table, its gentle glow flickering like a soothing lullaby made of light. You'll sleep well here, the keeper says quietly. The waves will take care of the rest. They close the door, leaving you in warm silence. You slip beneath the blankets, feeling them settle around you like a cocoon. Outside, the moonlight dances across the water. The ocean continues its soft, steady rhythm. A faint breeze whispers against the window, carrying the scent of salt and night blossoms. Your eyes grow heavy, your breath deepens, your body melts into the bed, supported, safe, warm. The lantern glows softly beside you, its light slowly dimming in rhythm with your breathing. The harbor, the tower, the sea, all are quiet. All are peaceful, all are holding you gently. And as sleep pulls you in, soft and slow like a rising tide, the last thing you hear is the distant, soothing whisper of the waves, calling you into rest. Good night. The Sky Bridge Inn. You arrive at the foot of a great wooden bridge just as twilight settles across the sky. The air is cool and sweet, carrying the faint scent of pine and distant rain. Fireflies drift lazily above the grass, glowing like tiny floating stars. The bridge stretches out before you, suspended high above a wide valley. It seems impossibly old, yet steady, woven from pale wood that gleams softly under the early moonlight. Lanterns hang along its length, each one glowing with a warm, golden flame. A small wooden sign swings gently at the entrance, Skybridge Inn, a restful place. You step onto the bridge. It's quiet here, so quiet that you can hear your own footsteps echo softly beneath you. The boards are smooth and warm, as though they've absorbed years of sun and starlight. A light breeze curls around you, lifting your hair, carrying away the last remnants of worry clinging to your shoulders. As you walk, the world below slips into deeper darkness. The valley becomes a soft blur of shadowed trees and silver rivers. Above, the sky fades into deep blue, sprinkled with the first stars of the night. Halfway across the bridge, you sense a change. A shape comes into view, a cozy structure built directly into the bridge itself, nestled between grand beams of ancient wood. Soft lanterns glow in its windows. Smoke rises in gentle spirals from a stone chimney. The sky bridge its door opens before you even reach it, as though it felt you coming. A warm wave of air washes out, scented with cinnamon, tea, and the faintest hint of cedar. Inside, the inn feels timeless. A crackling fireplace spreads soft golden light across polished wooden floors. Tables and chairs, each carved with swirling cloud designs, are scattered about the room. A carpet of deep blue runs along the floor, embroidered with silver threads shaped like constellations. From behind the counter, the innkeeper looks up and smiles. They are gentle-looking, with calm eyes and hair the color of storm clouds. "You must be tired," they say softly. "Travelers always are when they arrive. Come, you're welcome here." They hand you a warm ceramic cup filled with a calming herbal blend. The steam rises in slow spirals. You take a sip, chamomile, vanilla, a trace of mint, and something else you can't quite name, something warm and dreamlike. "You'll sleep deeply tonight," the innkeeper says. The sky bridge always knows how to cradle those who cross it. You're led down a hallway lit with lanterns made of frosted glass. Each lantern contains a tiny floating light, not a flame, but something softer, like captured moonlight. Your room waits at the very end. When the innkeeper opens the door, a warm glow spills out. Your room is small, cozy, perfect. A soft bed sits under a round window that looks directly out onto the starry sky. A woven blanket rests across the mattress, thick, warm, beautifully patterned in deep blues and cloud-like swirls. The innkeeper nods once. "Rest well," they whisper. "The night is kind up here." Then the door clicks softly shut. You set your tea on the bedside table and walk to the round window. The view is breathtaking. The bridge stretches endlessly in both directions, glowing gently under lantern light. The sky above is dark velvet, filled with an ocean of stars. A few drift lazily like tiny falling feathers, drifting streaks of white that vanish as quietly as they appeared. You climb into the bed. It is unbelievably soft, like sinking into a warm cloud. The blankets settle around you with perfect weight. The pillow molds to your head effortlessly. As you lie back, the inn feels alive around you in the calmest, most comforting way. The soft hum of the wind brushing the wooden beams. The faint crackle of the fireplace far down the hall. The distant call of a nightbird gliding through the valley below. You take a slow, deep breath. Your body melts deeper into the bed. Your thoughts loosen, drifting like dandelion seeds on a soft breeze. Outside your window, a cluster of stars pulse gently, glowing brighter for a moment, as though sending a silent message of peace. You close your eyes. The sky bridge holds you gently, protectively. You feel weightless, warm, safe. In the quiet, you hear a soft rhythm, the natural sway of the bridge in the wind. Slow, steady, soothing. Like the world's gentlest cradle. Your breathing falls into the same rhythm. Your body becomes heavy and calm. Your mind grows soft and dreamy. And before long, the sky bridge floats into silence around you, melting seamlessly into sleep. Deep, peaceful, star-filled sleep. Good night. The Driftwood Cottage. The evening sky hangs low and soft as you follow a narrow sandy path winding through tall seagrass. The world is washed in muted shades of lavender and pale gold, the last glow of the sun stretched thin across the horizon. A faint breeze carries the scent of warm sand and ocean salt, brushing lightly against your skin. The sound of the waves is steady and soothing, a slow roll, a quiet crash, a soft retreat into the sea. You walk toward it, feeling the sand shift comfortably under your feet, each step sinking just a little, grounding you deeper into the moment. Ahead, perched on a gentle rise overlooking the tide, sits a small, weather-worn cottage built of driftwood. Its windows glow warmly, like fireflies caught behind glass. A soft lantern sways above the door, casting golden arcs of light over the porch. Seashells hang from thin twine along the roof's edge, rattling gently in the breeze, their soft clinking like a lullaby shaped from the sea itself. As you step onto the porch, the boards creak with a familiar, welcoming sound, the kind that feels like someone whispering you've arrived. You push open the door. The interior is warm, dim, and soothing. A stone fireplace crackles quietly to the right, filling the small room with amber light. The air smells of sea salt, cedarwood, and something sweet, perhaps honey melting into warm tea. A cozy armchair sits beside the fire, draped in a knitted blanket the color of ocean foam. On a small round table rests a steaming mug waiting for you. You lift it gently. The tea tastes of chamomile, vanilla, and a hint of lavender, warm, calming, comforting. Each sip seems to melt tension from your body, letting your thoughts slow into soft, gentle shapes. You set the mug down and explore the cottage. The floorboards are smooth and cool beneath your feet. A shelf filled with glass jars lines one wall, each jar containing a tiny piece of the sea, weathered shells, bits of deep green sea glass, polished stones, and delicate dried starfish. A softly ticking clock keeps slow, even time. Tick-tock, like waves tapping gently on a wooden pier. A narrow staircase leads to a small loft bedroom above. You climb slowly, each step creaking softly. At the top, moonlight spills through a round window, illuminating a bed covered in a thick quilt of soft blues and pale grays, colors of the evening sea. The quilt looks impossibly inviting. You sit on the edge of the bed. The mattress gives just enough, cradling your weight. Outside the open window, the distant sound of waves rolls in like a soft heartbeat. A gentle wind drifts in, carrying the cool breath of the ocean. It brushes across your skin, tender and refreshing. It smells faintly of distant rain, clean, peaceful, familiar. Beside the bed sits a lantern glowing faintly, its light dancing like a tiny flame inside a seashell. You lower yourself under the quilt, feeling warmth envelop you instantly. The bed holds your body with perfect softness. You let out a slow breath. The cottage settles around you, wooden beams sigh gently, the fireplace crackles below, and the shells outside clink in a tender rhythm shaped by the breeze. As you lie there, your eyes grow heavy. Your thoughts drift like small boats untying from a dock. Floating, rocking, drifting. Far in the distance, a low foghorn sounds, long and soft, like the world whispering a good night. The waves outside roll in their eternal rhythm. Hush. Pause. Hush. Pause. Their steady breathing becomes your steady breathing. You sink deeper into the quilt. Deeper into the softness. Deeper into the quiet that the driftwood cottage holds for you. Your muscles release. Your breath deepens. Your thoughts fade to soft echoes. And slowly, peacefully, the cottage grows dimmer, the waves quieter, the world softer, until everything smooths into calm, warm darkness. And you drift into a deep, restful, ocean-lulled sleep. Good night. The Midnight Library. Night has fully settled by the time you reach the end of a cobblestone street where the lamps burn low and soft. The sky above is deep indigo, scattered with quiet stars. The air is cool, tinged with the warm smell of old paper and rain that fell earlier in the evening. At the very end of the street stands a building you've never seen before, a tall, elegant structure made of dark wood and old stone, crowned with a glass dome that catches the moonlight like crystal. A bronze plaque beside the door reads, "The Midnight Library, open only when needed." You push the heavy door open. It doesn't groan or resist. Instead, it swings inward silently, as though the building has been waiting for you. Inside, the smell of old books washes over you, warm, earthy, comforting. The light is low and golden, drifting from glowing orbs floating near the ceiling. They flicker like slow, gentle stars. Row upon row of tall bookshelves stretch into the distance. Some spiral upward toward balconies. Some curve like waves. Some stand in perfect quiet lines. And everywhere, there is a soft hush, not empty, but alive. The sound of pages turning somewhere far away. The faint whisper of parchment brushing parchment. The low hum of magic made gentle and familiar. You take a slow breath. The air feels warm on your chest, soothing, grounding. A figure approaches from between two tall shelves. An elderly librarian with calm eyes and silver hair pulled loosely back. They wear a long cloak that drifts behind them like a soft shadow. "Welcome," the librarian says quietly. "You arrived exactly when you were meant to." Their voice is kind, warm, barely above a whisper, the sort of voice that eases tension from your shoulders just by speaking. "This is a library for the weary," they continue. "A place where stories rest with those who need rest." They lead you deeper into the aisles. The bookshelves tower on either side, filled with volumes bound in every color, deep navy, soft cream, warm burgundy, shimmering gold. Some have titles that glow faintly, others have none at all, as though their stories only appear when opened. The librarian stops beside a small reading nook, a round alcove framed by shelves that arc like a protective embrace. A plush chair sits in the center, upholstered in soft velvet. Beside it is a small side table holding a cup of steaming herbal tea. "This nook is yours tonight," the librarian says. "Sit, breathe, let the stories settle around you." You lower yourself into the chair. It is warm, deep, comforting. The cushion molds to your shape instantly, supporting you in all the right places. The tea smells of lavender, honey, and a hint of citrus, a scent that quiets your mind even before you lift the cup. You take a slow sip. Warmth flows through your body, loosening every tired muscle. Above you, the floating orbs dim slightly, creating a softer glow. The bookshelves seem to take a deeper breath, settling with you. The librarian hands you a single book. Its cover is warm to the touch, not hot, but gently radiant, like sunlight filtered through leaves. The title appears slowly as you look at it, For Peaceful Rest. You do not need to read it, the librarian says softly. Just hold it. It will do the rest. You place the book on your lap. It hums faintly, a soft, soothing vibration that melts into your hands, your arms, your chest. The Cloud Harbor. The night is quiet when you find yourself standing at the edge of a vast, shimmering lake. But the lake is not made of water. Its surface is soft, billowy, and luminous, a sea of pale clouds resting in a great silver basin between gentle hills. The clouds glow faintly from within, as if holding moonlight in their folds. A narrow wooden dock stretches out toward them, and at the very end of it waits a small boat carved from pale driftwood. But this boat is different. It floats not on water, but on the cloud lake's soft surface, bobbing gently as though resting on a cushion of air. A lantern hangs from the boat's bow, glowing with warm golden light that ripples across the cloud surface in slow waves. You step onto the dock, each board creaking softly. Nearby, tall grasses sway in a gentle breeze that carries the scent of night-blooming flowers, sweet, delicate, soothing. When you reach the boat, a small wooden sign carved into the bench catches your eye. To the cloud harbor, rest awaits. You climb into the boat. It cradles you perfectly, rocking with the softest motion, barely there, just enough to loosen tension from your muscles. You sit back against the curved wooden seat. The lantern's warm glow bathes you in golden light. And then, without sound or effort, the boat begins to glide. It moves gracefully over the cloud lake, leaving slow, swirling patterns in its wake, delicate spirals of mist that fade into the air. Above you, the sky is wide and open. Indigo, soft, boundless. Stars spill across it in bright clusters and gentle trails. Some shimmer like tiny diamonds. Others glow like faint lanterns drifting through space. A silver moon hangs low, reflecting faintly on the cloud surface, creating a soft mirror world beneath you. As the boat drifts forward, you feel the air grow cooler and cleaner. Every breath you take feels refreshing, peaceful, and deeply grounding. The only sounds are the faint rustle of clouds brushing against the boat's sides, the soft sighing breeze, and the gentle hum of the lantern flame. The boat continues across the lake until the clouds begin to thin and part. Beyond them, a shape emerges, glowing softly. A floating village. Dozens of small cottages, each built from pale stone and wood, rest atop thick, fluffy cloud pillars. Bridges made of moonlit rope connect them, swaying gently in the breeze. Soft lanterns line every walkway, lighting the village in warm gold. This is Cloud Harbor, a place untouched by worry, held aloft by serenity itself. Your boat slows as it approaches a cloud dock where a kindly figure stands waiting. They have soft eyes, gentle features, and hair that billows lightly as though catching the faint breeze of the clouds themselves. Welcome, they say in a low, soothing voice. You've traveled far. Come, rest with us. They lead you along a moonlit bridge toward a small cottage nestled between two glowing cloud pillars. Its windows shine warmly, and soft light seeps through every seam in the wood. The interior is a dream of comfort. A single room filled with warm lantern light, soft white cushions, and shelves lined with tiny crystal bottles holding bits of starlight. A gentle breeze flows through a round window, carrying the scent of lavender and something faintly sweet, like warm milk and vanilla. At the center of the room is a bed carved from smooth cloud stone, topped with blankets that look like woven fog. When you touch them, they feel unbelievably soft, warm, weightless, perfect. The caretaker smiles. This space belongs to you tonight, they whisper. The clouds will hold you as you sleep. You climb into the bed. It feels like being wrapped in the gentlest embrace, weightless, warm, supportive in every way. The blanket settles across your body like a soft whisper of air. The caretaker dims the lanterns until the room glows only faintly, then quietly steps outside, leaving you in peaceful silence. You sink deeper into the bed. Outside the window, the cloud lake glows softly, shifting in slow, soothing currents of mist and moonlight. Stars drift across the sky like gentle sparks carried by the wind. The entire village seems to breathe with you, in, out, in, out. Your thoughts grow slow and soft. Your breath deepens. Your body becomes warm and heavy. The bed cradles you perfectly. The lantern light flickers softly. The night wraps itself around you like a warm tide. And as your eyes grow heavy, you hear the faintest hum, a lullaby sung by the clouds themselves. A melody of softness, peace, rest. You let yourself drift, downward, deeper, gently, calmly, until the cloud harbor holds you completely and the world fades into a quiet, tender dream. Good night. The Lantern Forest. Dusk has only just begun to settle across the world when you find yourself standing at the edge of an ancient forest. The air is quiet and cool, still carrying the last warmth of the sun. Tall trees rise before you, their trunks thick and time-worn, their leaves shifting softly with the faintest breeze. But this forest is different. Hanging from every branch, gently swaying, glowing, flickering, are lanterns. Hundreds of them. Some are small, no bigger than your palm. Others are large and round like captured moons. Each one glows at a slightly different shade, warm gold, pale amber, soft rose, dim silver. Their light paints the forest floor in delicate patterns that look like ripples on a quiet lake. A simple wooden sign stands before the trees. Enter softly. The lanterns listen. You take a slow breath and step forward. The moment you cross the threshold into the forest, the world outside fades into silence, not an empty silence, but a deep, comforting stillness, like entering a sanctuary built of earth and light. The path beneath your feet is covered in soft moss that cushions each step. Your footfalls make almost no sound. The lanterns sway, casting warm light across your skin. As you walk deeper, the forest seems to breathe. Lanterns flicker gently as if acknowledging your presence. Leaves rustle in patterns that feel like whispers. A faint, melodic hum lingers in the distance, a sound that might be wind, or water, or something older and quieter. The deeper you go, the more beautiful the forest becomes. Tree roots curve like sculptures along the path. Patches of glowing moss shimmer faintly, lighting the ground with soft green. Clusters of fireflies drift lazily, blending seamlessly with the lantern lights above. After a few minutes of peaceful walking, you come to a wooden bridge arching over a slow, quiet stream. The stream reflects the lanterns in wavy ribbons of gold and silver. The air here is cooler, tinged with the scent of fresh water and night-blooming flowers. Halfway across the bridge, you pause. A cluster of lanterns hangs low overhead, swaying gently in the breeze. One of them, a small round one with carved wooden sides, begins to glow brighter as you approach. You reach out and lightly touch it. The lantern warms beneath your fingertips, and for a moment, the hum of the forest grows softer, deeper, as though aligning itself with your heartbeat. Then, very gently, the lantern swings forward, guiding you. You follow. The path leads you to a small clearing where the trees open into a circle of soft grass illuminated by lanterns arranged in a spiral. At the center of the spiral sits a tiny cottage made of smooth stone and covered with moss. Warm light glows from its windows. A thin ribbon of smoke curls from the chimney. It looks like it was built for peace itself. As you approach the door, it swings open softly, welcoming you in. Inside, the cottage feels like the heart of the forest. A gentle fire crackles in a small stone hearth. A table stands by the window with a cup of steaming tea waiting for you. Shelves line the walls, filled with lanterns of every shape and color, each glowing softly. A tall, kind-eyed figure stands near the fire. The lanterns led you here, they say in a warm, quiet voice. They always know who needs rest. They gesture toward the chair beside the fire. You sit, sinking into the cushions that feel warm and supportive. The caretaker hands you the cup of tea. It smells of lavender, honey, and a hint of mint, soothing, fragrant, comforting. You take a slow sip, and warmth spreads through your chest and shoulders. The forest listens, the caretaker says softly, and it gives back what is needed. You close your eyes for a moment, feeling your breath deepen, slow, soften. After finishing your tea, the caretaker leads you through a small door on the far side of the room. Beyond it is a bedroom lit only by lanterns, soft, quiet lanterns that float gently in the air like glowing petals. A bed made of smooth wood and layered with thick blankets rests in the center. You climb in. The mattress supports you perfectly. The blankets feel warm and heavy in the most comforting way. The lanterns dim to the softest glow, bathing the room in warm light. Outside, the forest hums its lullaby. The faint rustle of leaves. The gentle swing of lanterns. The quiet rhythm of the earth settling into night. Your breath slips into the same rhythm. Slow, soft, steady. Your body grows heavier. Your thoughts drift like leaves caught on a gentle wind. The lanterns flicker soothingly, their glow pulsing like a heartbeat, warm, soft, warm, soft. You sink deeper into the blankets, deeper into the quiet, deeper into the peaceful hush of the lantern forest. And with the forest watching over you, protective, calm, endlessly gentle, sleep comes softly, like a warm hand brushing your forehead. And you drift, calmly, slowly, deeply. Good night. The moonlit conservatory. Night has fallen softly when you find yourself at the gates of an enormous glass conservatory. The building glows faintly under the moonlight, its arched windows dusted with silver. Vines climb its curved frame, their leaves shimmering like they've been dipped in starlight. A brass plate beside the entrance reads, "The Moonlit Conservatory, open after dusk only." You take a slow, steady breath and push the tall glass door open. It swings without resistance, releasing a wave of warm, fragrant air. The smell of soft flowers, night-blooming jasmine, fresh soil, and something sweet, almost like warm vanilla, fills your senses instantly. Inside, the conservatory is vast and utterly silent. Not empty, but peaceful. Still, inviting. Overhead, the glass ceiling reveals a sky full of stars, glimmering faintly through drifting strands of cloud. Moonlight beams down in gentle shafts, striking the leaves and petals below with a cool, silver glow. You step onto the smooth stone path. It is warm to the touch, as though holding the day's sun deep inside. The air is mild, neither hot nor cold, and carries the softest breeze, just enough to make the sheer curtains draped between the plants sway like whispering fabric. The conservatory is larger than it appeared from outside. Rows of tall, graceful trees stretch upward, branches coated in silvery bark that sparkles like frost. Their leaves glow faintly in shades of green, blue, and soft white. Beneath them, beds of moon petals, flowers that only open at night, bloom quietly, their blossoms shaped like soft stars. As you walk deeper, a soft hum begins to fill the air. It's faint, barely there, like the earth itself is exhaling. Or like the plants are singing in a voice too gentle for daytime. The path widens into a round courtyard at the heart of the conservatory. At its center stands a grand fountain made entirely of smooth white stone. Instead of water, a soft silver mist flows upward from its base, drifting into the air like luminous smoke. A wooden bench sits beside the fountain. You take a seat. The mist spirals slowly around you, cool and soothing, settling onto your skin like the softest touch. It smells of lavender and something lightly sweet, peaceful, calming, grounding. You close your eyes for just a moment. When you open them, a figure stands across the courtyard. Their clothes are simple and pale, like linen woven from moonbeams. Their eyes are warm, gentle, glowing faintly like the lanterns outside a seaside cottage. "Welcome," they say softly, their voice low and calming. The conservatory doesn't open for everyone, only for those who need a quiet night. Their smile is kind, knowing. They gesture for you to follow. You rise from the bench and walk behind them through a long glass hallway latticed with vines. The ceiling curves high above, giving you a clear view of the sky. Clouds drift lazily across the moon. Stars shimmer. The night feels deep, patient, unhurried. At the end of the hallway, you reach a secluded room, a small sanctuary tucked into the farthest corner of the conservatory, lit only by moonlight pouring through a frosted window. Inside, a large hammock made of woven silvery fibers sways gently between two tall indoor trees. Soft blankets and plush pillows fill its center, looking impossibly comfortable. The caretaker nods toward it. "This is your resting place tonight," they whisper. "The garden will cradle you gently." You climb into the hammock. It welcomes you instantly, warm, supportive, and floating just enough to feel weightless. The blankets settle around you like soft clouds. Every muscle in your body relaxes on contact. The caretaker dims the small lantern in the corner until it glows just faintly. "Sleep well," they say quietly. "The moon will watch over you." Then they slip away, closing the door with the softest click. You are alone now. Alone, but not lonely. The conservatory hums around you, a quiet, soothing vibration you can feel through the hammock, through the air, even through your breath. Leaves rustle gently, like they're whispering goodnight. The soft mist from the fountain drifts under the doorway, filling the room with a cool, calming haze. Moonlight spills across your blanket, pale and warm. Your body softens. Your breath slows. Your thoughts dissolve like mist in the morning sun. The hammock sways ever so gently, in rhythm with the quiet hum of the night. Slow. Soft. Slow. Soft. It feels like being held. Like floating. Like drifting deeper and deeper into the most peaceful corner of the world. The plants around you grow still. The conservatory glows faintly. The moonlight wraps itself around you like a warm, silver blanket. And slowly, gently, your consciousness drifts. Downward, deeper, into rest, into quiet, into calm, until sleep takes you softly, peacefully, completely. Good night. The Starlit Caravan, a peaceful desert night sleep story for grown-ups. The air is warm and gentle as twilight settles across a wide, open desert. The horizon glows faintly, a deep orange fading into rose, then violet, then the soft, infinite blue of night. The last warmth of the day lingers in the sand beneath your feet. A calm breeze drifts through the dunes, carrying the scent of sweet herbs and distant campfires. The desert is quiet, yet full of the soft sounds of evening. The distant trill of a night bird. The whisper of sand shifting in the wind. The rhythmic jingling of caravan bells approaching slowly. You turn toward the sound. Over the crest of a nearby dune, a caravan appears, a line of camels draped in cloth the color of dusk, lanterns hanging from their saddles. Their warm, golden light flickers over the sand like tiny wandering suns. Walking beside him is a guide, wrapped in soft, flowing fabric. Their steps are slow and deliberate, as though they've crossed this desert 1,000 times. They raise a hand in greeting. "Welcome, traveler," they say in a low, soothing voice. "The night is gentle, and our fire is warm. Come rest with us." They extend their palm, inviting you to walk with the caravan. You step onto the soft sand beside them. Each grain is still warm from the fading day, comforting beneath your feet. The camels move steadily forward, their bells chiming in soft, rhythmic tones that soothe your mind. Above, the sky deepens into a rich shade of indigo. Stars begin to appear, one by one, then in clusters, until the entire sky glitters like scattered crystals. And with each step you take, the world grows quieter, softer, sleepier. The guide leads you toward a small encampment nestled between two tall dunes. Golden lamps are set in the sand, surrounding a gentle fire that flickers quietly. A large tent stands nearby, made from woven cloth dyed in shades of midnight blue and desert gold. It glows warmly from within. "Come," the guide says softly. "You will rest here tonight." They open the tent flap for you. Inside, the air is warm and fragrant, filled with the scent of chamomile, sandalwood, and sweet desert flowers that bloom only at night. Cushions and thick rugs cover the sand, creating a soft, comfortable floor that feels like walking on warm clouds. A low table holds a pot of tea, steam curling gently upward. The guide pours you a cup and hands it to you with both hands. It eases the mind, they whisper. Drink and let the night soften around you. You take a slow sip. The tea is warm and sweet, with hints of honey and mint. It spreads through your chest, relaxing every muscle in your body. The guide gestures toward a resting area on the far side of the tent, a nest of blankets and pillows arranged beneath an open skylight, perfectly positioned to see the stars. This spot is yours, they say. The desert sky will keep you safe. You sink into the cushions. They mold around you instantly, soft, warm, supportive. The blankets settle over your legs, heavy enough to comfort, light enough to breathe. As you lie back, the sky above opens into a vast tapestry of stars. Hundreds, thousands, each one glowing like a tiny lighthouse in the dark. A soft hush fills the tent as the guide dims the lamps. They leave only one glowing gently near your bed, a small lantern carved from polished stone, its warm light pulsing softly like a heartbeat. Then they bow their head. Sleep peacefully, they murmur. The desert night is kind. They exit the tent, letting the flap fall closed with a whisper. You are alone, but surrounded by warmth. Outside, the fire crackles quietly. The caravan bells jingle softly in the breeze. The dunes shift in slow, calming waves as the wind brushes over them. Your breath grows deeper. Your body sinks further into the cushions. Your thoughts drift like sand grains on the wind. Above, the constellations shimmer, telling silent stories older than time. A bright shooting star glides across the sky, leaving a silver trail that fades gently, slowly, peacefully. The warmth of the tea lingers in your chest. The sand beneath the rugs feels grounding and safe. The lantern's glow dims little by little, in perfect rhythm with your breathing. The night grows softer, so soft it feels like velvet wrapping around you. Your eyelids grow heavy, your body grows warm and still. Your mind quiets completely. The desert cradles you. The stars watch over you. The fire whispers its final lullaby. And slowly, gently, effortlessly, you drift into deep, quiet sleep. Good night. The quiet valley inn. Evening has just begun to settle across a wide, tranquil valley. The last light of day gathers in soft pink ribbons along the hillsides, fading slowly into cool tones of blue. A gentle breeze drifts through tall meadow grass, brushing the blades together in a quiet whisper that sounds almost like humming. You walk along a narrow dirt path that winds between soft hills. The earth beneath your feet is warm from the day's sun. Fireflies blink lazily around you, glowing like tiny lanterns scattered through the air. Ahead, nestled between two gentle slopes, you see a small inn glowing warmly in the growing dusk. Its wooden beams are aged and welcoming. Lanterns hang from the porch rafters, swaying softly in the breeze. Smoke curls up from a stone chimney, carrying the rich scent of burning cedar. A carved wooden sign swings above the doorway, Quiet Valley Inn, rest for the weary. You step onto the porch. The boards creak softly, not in warning, but in greeting. A warm light spills out from behind the windows, painting the porch in golden hues. You open the door. Inside, the inn feels like stepping into a warm embrace. A fire crackles gently in the hearth, sending flickers of amber light across the room. Woven rugs cover the floor in deep, soothing colors. Shelves lined with plants, jars of herbs, and simple wooden carvings give the space a lived-in, comforting feeling. A friendly innkeeper looks up from behind the counter, a soft smile on their face, eyes gentle and knowing. Welcome, they say quietly. You've arrived just in time. The night is calm here. They step around the counter and gesture for you to follow. Come, they say. Your room is ready. You walk behind them down a short hallway lit with warm sconces. The lighting is low, soft, golden, the kind that immediately relaxes your shoulders and slows your breath. At the end of the hall, they open a wooden door. Inside is a small but beautiful room. A wide bed sits beneath a window, layered with thick quilts in muted blues and grays. A lantern burns gently on the bedside table, casting soft shadows against the walls. The air smells of dried lavender and fresh linen. A steaming mug of herbal tea waits on a tray, as though prepared just moments before you arrived. Drink, the innkeeper says softly. It will ease the weight you're carrying. They set the mug beside the bed and bow their head. Rest well. The valley will keep you safe tonight. They close the door quietly, leaving you alone in warm stillness. You take a sip of the tea. It's sweet and soothing, chamomile, lavender, and something earthy beneath it, perhaps honey. The warmth spreads through your chest, relaxing your muscles, unclenching anything tight inside you. You walk to the window. Outside, the valley has gone full twilight. Fireflies drift through the fields like floating sparks. A distant stream murmurs softly as it flows between rocks. The sky deepens into a velvety blue, dotted with the first bright stars. You pull back the covers and climb into the bed. It's soft, warm, and perfectly shaped to your body. The blankets feel heavy in the most comforting way, grounding, secure. When you rest your head on the pillow, it welcomes you instantly, cradling your neck just right. The lanterns glow dim slightly, shifting to a softer hue. You take a slow, deep breath. The bed beneath you feels like a gentle cloud. The warmth of the tea still lingers in your chest. Outside, the valley hums a natural lullaby, crickets singing softly in the grass. The slow murmur of the distant stream. The occasional sigh of the evening breeze. Your breath falls into their rhythm. Slow, steady, calm. Slow, steady, calm. Your body grows heavier. Your thoughts begin to drift like wisps of mist over the grass. Through the window, stars shimmer quietly. Faint silver light spills across the quilt, soft as a whisper. You close your eyes. The room grows warm and still. The valley settles deeper into night. The quiet valley enholds you gently, a sanctuary built from peace itself. And slowly, gently, your awareness floats away, downward, deeper, into softness, into quiet, into sleep, until you drift completely into deep, peaceful rest. Good night. The lighthouse above the clouds. Night has just taken hold when you find yourself standing at the edge of a vast cliff. But below the cliff, instead of land or sea, there is only a shimmering sea of clouds stretching endlessly in every direction, soft, glowing, silver-white clouds that billow and swirl like slow waves. A stone pathway curves along the cliff edge, lit by small lanterns that flicker in the cool breeze. At the end of the path rises a tall lighthouse, its white stone glowing softly under the moonlight. But this lighthouse is not ordinary. Its beacon doesn't point out toward any ocean. Its beam sweeps gently across the sky itself. A wooden sign beside the path reads, "Skyward Beacon, a light for quiet souls." You follow the lantern-lit path, listening to the soft rush of wind brushing past the cliff. The air is cool and crisp, with a faint scent of pine and something lightly sweet, like wildflowers growing far above the world. With every step, your breathing becomes slower, easier, deeper. When you reach the lighthouse door, you push it open. It swings inward with a soft, resonant creak, low, warm, almost musical. Inside, the lighthouse is warmly lit. A circular room stretches upward with wooden stairs spiraling along the wall. Candles flicker from small iron sconces, casting glow across shelves filled with maps of the sky, constellations drawn in ink, swirling patterns, diagrams of clouds and currents. A cozy armchair sits beside a small stove where tea warms in a metal kettle. The room hums gently with quiet. And then, you hear footsteps descending the stairs. A kind-faced keeper appears, wearing a soft wool sweater and carrying a lantern with a dim golden flame. "You made it," they say softly. "We've been expecting you." Nights like this are best spent above the clouds. Their voice is calm and low, a voice meant for quiet places like this. They pour you a cup of tea from the kettle. The aroma is warm and soothing, chamomile mixed with honey and something herbal that you can't quite place, but it relaxes you instantly. "Come," the keeper says. "Let the wind carry the rest of your worries away." They lead you up the spiraling staircase. With each step, the air grows cooler and fresher. The sound of the wind becomes softer, more rhythmic. Lanterns along the walls glow with gentle light. Near the top, you reach a door made of polished wood. The keeper pushes it open. You step out onto a wide balcony circled by a railing of silver metal. The sky stretches around you, vast, open, infinite. The clouds below swirl like slow tides illuminated by moonlight. The beacon overhead rotates with a soft mechanical hum, sending out a sweeping beam that moves like a slow heartbeat. The keeper gestures to a small alcove where blankets and cushions have been set out. A round nest of comfort facing the horizon. "This is where guests rest," the keeper whispers. Under the beacon's light, wrapped in sky and quiet, you step into the alcove and sink into the cushions. They are unbelievably soft, warm where you want warmth, cool where your skin needs coolness. The blankets are thick and smooth, carrying the faint scent of fresh linen and mountain air. You lie back. A deep calm washes over you as you look up at the sky. Stars sparkle like distant lanterns. The moon hangs low, large and luminous. A faint trail of clouds drifts overhead like silver feathers. The keeper sets a lantern beside your resting place. Its glow is soft, steady, warm. "Sleep well," they say quietly. "The lighthouse will keep watch." Then they retreat down the stairs, leaving you with the sky. You close your eyes for a moment, simply breathing. The air feels cool and clean, the kind that fills your lungs easily. Your body sinks further into the cushions. The beam of the beacon sweeps overhead in a slow, comforting rhythm. Glow. Fade, glow, fade. Each pass feels like it's brushing your thoughts away, calming your mind, soothing your heart. You feel the soft wind on your face, cool, gentle, like a lullaby made of air. The clouds below shift and swirl slowly, their movements hypnotic. Their edges glow with faint moonlight. They rise and fall in gentle waves. Your eyelids grow heavier, your breath deepens. The world becomes soft around the edges. The lighthouse keeps shining. The clouds keep drifting. The sky stays calm and infinite. And slowly, peacefully, you begin to drift, downward, deeper, into warmth, into stillness, into sleep, held by the lighthouse and the quiet sky. Good night. The meadow of falling stars. The world is quiet as you walk along a narrow trail through rolling fields. The last light of sunset lingers at the horizon, painting the sky in soft streaks of lavender and honey gold. The air is warm and still, carrying the faint scent of wildflowers and fresh grass. The deeper you walk into the meadow, the softer everything feels. The ground beneath your feet is a cushion of moss and petals, the breeze is barely there, and the fading daylight feels as gentle as a sigh. Ahead, you notice a glow. Soft at first, like fireflies gathering in the distance, then slowly growing brighter, warmer. As you draw closer, you realize the meadow is coming alive. Tiny lights begin to fall from the sky, not like rain, not like snow, but something else entirely. They drift down slowly, gracefully, like glowing petals made of starlight. Each one lands softly on the grass, dissolving into a shimmer before fading into the earth. A wooden sign stands at the edge of the glowing field, Star Meadow, rest, and the sky will keep you. You step into the meadow. The soft lights fall around you, brushing your shoulders, gathering at your feet. They vanish as soon as they touch you, leaving behind a gentle warmth, a feeling that everything is slowing down in the best possible way. The sky deepens into a rich indigo. More lights fall, dozens, then hundreds. Yet the meadow remains quiet. Peaceful, like a dream unfolding in slow motion. You walk deeper into the glowing field until you reach a circular clearing. Here, the grass is extra soft and warm, woven with tiny white flowers that open only at night. At the center of the clearing sits a small wooden pavilion. Its roof is covered in flowering vines, and lanterns hang from each beam. Inside the pavilion, a cushioned daybed rests atop a woven mat. The bed is draped in blankets the color of twilight, soft blues and warm purples. A small lantern beside the pillow glows with a golden white flame, barely flickering. As you approach, a gentle figure steps out from behind the pavilion. Their clothing flows like woven moonlight, soft and pale. Their voice is barely above a whisper when they speak. Welcome, they say. The stars fall more slowly when someone needs rest. They gesture for you to come inside. You step into the pavilion. The air is warm and still. The soft glow from the lantern washes the space in comforting light. The caretaker pours a cup of warm herbal tea from a silver pot and hands it to you. The steam rises in delicate curls. It smells of lavender, chamomile, and a hint of honey-sweet meadow blossoms. Drink, they say. The night is gentle here. You take a sip. The warmth spreads through your chest, easing your breath, relaxing your shoulders, softening every last bit of tension in your body. The caretaker gives a small bow and steps back. This bed is yours tonight. Rest well. The stars will watch over you. Then they disappear into the shadows of the meadow, leaving you with silence and starlight. You settle onto the daybed. The cushions are soft, warm, perfectly shaped to cradle your body. The blankets drape around you in gentle folds, light and comforting. Outside the pavilion, the starfall continues. Soft lights drift downward, swirling lazily. They land on the grass, on the flowers, on the pavilion roof. Each one glows for a moment before dissolving into a tiny breath of warmth. Your breathing grows slow, steady, peaceful. The lantern beside you dims slightly. The air cools just enough to feel refreshing. You watch the falling lights dance. Slow, soft, silent, they drift like snowflakes made of dreams. The sky above glitters with constellations, thousands of stars shimmering like silver dust. A wide, glowing band of starlight stretches across the horizon, as though the universe laid a gentle path just for your eyes to follow. You sink deeper into the daybed. Your muscles release. Your thoughts loosen, floating away like tiny sparks. The blanket becomes heavier and warmer in the most perfect way. Outside, the falling stars gather, drifting slower and slower, as if they're waiting for you to slip into sleep. The meadow grows quieter, softer, still. The lights drift. The air hums faintly. Your eyelids grow heavy. You take one more slow breath. And as the last star petal lands softly outside the pavilion, dissolving into a warm glow, you drift, downward, deeper, into softness, into silence, into peaceful, dream-filled sleep. Good night. The hidden lake of moon petals. Night has settled over the world with a soft, silvery glow as you follow a narrow dirt trail through a quiet forest. The path is smooth beneath your feet, lined with moss that muffles every step. Tall trees rise around you, their leaves whispering softly as a cool, sweet breeze drifts through the branches. Fireflies flicker between the trunks, their light faint but warm, like tiny souls guiding you forward. Ahead, the trees begin to thin. The air grows sweeter, tinged with the scent of water and blooming flowers. And then you hear it, a faint, rhythmic lapping. A lake, but not just any lake. You step past the last line of trees, and your breath catches softly. Before you lies a wide, serene lake glowing under moonlight, the surface completely still, like polished glass. But it's not the water itself that takes your breath away. Floating across the lake are thousands of luminous petals, soft, glowing flakes of pale blue, lavender, and white, drifting slowly across the surface as though carried by a breeze too gentle to feel. They shimmer with a light that seems alive, pulsing faintly, like the heartbeat of the night. A wooden dock extends from the shore into the glowing lake, and beside it sits a small boathouse with paper lanterns hanging from the roof, each lantern swaying gently and shedding warm golden light. A carved wooden sign hangs beside the dock, Moon Petal Lake, for quiet hearts. You walk down the dock, your steps slow and soft. The boards are warm beneath your feet, holding the last memory of daylight. A small rowboat waits at the end, simple, wooden, with cushions padding the inside. A single lantern rests at the bow, glowing just bright enough to cast a soft circle of gold. As you approach, a kind-eyed caretaker steps out from the boathouse. Their clothes are simple and flowing, like fabric woven from twilight itself. You've come at the perfect time, they say quietly. The petals fall brightest on nights when someone needs rest. They gesture to the boat. Take the lantern. The lake will guide you. You step into the rowboat. It rocks gently, a slow, calming motion that immediately settles something deep inside you. You nestle against the cushions, feeling their softness embrace your body. The caretaker gives the boat a gentle push. You are safe here, they whisper. Let the lake carry you. The boat glides forward effortlessly. The water doesn't splash or ripple, it only parts softly around the bow, sending shimmering rings of light outward. The moon petals drift closer, clustering around the boat like they're greeting you. Some brush the sides, leaving trails of glowing dust that dissolve instantly. You lean back. The sky above is a vast tapestry of stars, bright and countless, reflected perfectly on the lake below. The effect is mesmerizing, like floating between two skies, one above and one beneath. Your breath deepens, your shoulders loosen, your thoughts drift like petals on the water. The boat carries you toward the center of the lake, where the petals glow brightest. The air grows cooler, sweeter, scented with night-blooming flowers and mist. Eventually, the boat slows, then drifts to a gentle stop. You're surrounded by moonlight and petals, glowing softly, peacefully. And then something magical happens. A soft breeze moves across the lake, barely enough to stir your hair, and the petals begin to rise. Not all at once, but slowly, gently, as though remembering they once belonged to the sky. They drift upward, surrounding the boat in a spiral of light. Some rise above your head, ascending into the night. Others swirl softly around you, brushing your skin like warm feathers. Your eyelids grow heavy, your breathing slows to match the movement of the petals. The world becomes soft, quiet, dreamlike. Above, the stars shimmer. Below, the reflection shimmers too, a perfect mirror. And you, floating between them, feel as though the universe is humming a soft lullaby just for you. The lantern at the bow flickers gently, warm, steady, reassuring. Your body sinks deeper into the cushions. Your mind becomes quiet, peaceful, still. The petals continue to rise, a glowing dance that fills the air with calm. And slowly, gently, your awareness drifts downward, deeper, into warmth, into quiet, into dream-soft darkness, until sleep holds you completely, cradled by moonlight, carried by petals, wrapped in night. Good night.